equitable. Come on, everybody. Let me get this shared to the appropriate places. I'll get in trouble. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Evan and Sherry and Rabbi, Mary, Gail, Augustine, good morning. You want to see the documentary for Blackfish, you should take a peek at it. Kind of walk you through what happens behind the scenes at the Sea World. So I'm going to talk about captivity today. What is captivity? Should anything be in captivity? What is freedom? It's a good idea to make money on anything in captivity. Dolphins, the whales, the humans. I don't know, sometimes I think about it. We get outraged. Y'all shouldn't have no animals, the farms, and the SeaWorld, entertainment, amusement. But are humans not amusement for billionaires? Are not some of us born in the zoos too? Are we not entertainment? Do we not make money for them? We fight for the animals. Screw the people. Is this normal? That's the question I want to know. Is this normal? Should we continue? You know what? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show it to you. Hey, let the music play out. Let everybody get here first. Everybody come in, then we're gonna get into it. Desktop setup. Get this going, get this going. I can't see what I need to see right there. Hopefully everybody's doing good this morning. Shrink that, open that, because I can't see the comments right there. Getting old. Y'all remember this? This is from the movie The Birds. Maybe whenever you see distressed people, you shouldn't go the way they went. Wherever they came from, something bad happened back that direction. Don't go that way. Go a different way. Let's see. Somebody, Brother David, good morning, said, save the whales. Brother David said, animal slavery, cut it out. Slavers. Probably banned in China. Well, I'm gonna show you to you in a minute, Mary. I don't like seeing birds, fish, all captives. They should be free. I hear you, Ty. I'm a little concerned though. We'll look at the news first. I'm concerned. Are they really free when they're free? Are they safe when they're free? Sometimes I think about these things. Are we doing ourselves a, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna shut up because sometimes I get to talking. I have these people behind me for a reason. If y'all didn't watch the movie The Birds, you should watch the movie The Birds. That's when the birds decide it's time for humanity to go. We sick of y'all. Y'all just stupid. They're crazy. They're killing our environment. They just started eating everybody's crows eating everybody. So watch the movie. I got to do a little plug for the movie that I get in trouble. I'm gonna show this to you. This kind of sent me into a thought process this morning. This came up on Al Jazeera, I think it was. Where is this at? Check this out. Check this out.
To the public, aquarium performances in China are an entertaining mix of height-defying tricks, supposed animal humor, with some displays of apparent affection thrown in. But exclusive behind-the-scenes video obtained by 101 East reveals a much darker picture.
留他们待在那里多久？
有1年多的时间了吧。
Workers who asked not to be identified say animals such as seals sick with skin diseases and cataracts are abandoned in places called dying rooms, left to swim in their own urine and feces.
说实话，我心还是受很大的触动的，因为我们平时能够在电视上或者在海洋馆见到的都是比较健康的动物嘛，但是我一接触到这个，就会看到一些动物生病啊。 还有动物关在笼子里面，它们并没有多少自由。
Over 2 years, 101 East documented many more sick and dying animals. This beluga whale looks like it's playing with some young visitors.
Oh, see, that's aggression.
But Naomi Rose, one of the world's best-known marine scientists, says far from being happy, this behavior indicates it's overstressed by captivity.
if you see the same animals consistently responding in an aggressive, open-mouth threat way to the people at the underwater viewing window, then that starts telling you a bigger story that maybe this whale in particular is under stress.
She says conditions in China are the worst she's ever seen anywhere, with dolphins and belugas swallowing debris, and display areas far too cramped.
The tank for these 3 belugas is so small, it's hard for them even just to turn around.
Rose says not only is there widespread abuse, but animals are dying prematurely.
This is just a one-way conveyor belt, and it ends in death at the other end, premature death. And this is supposed to be entertaining?
Managers of the marine park didn't respond to our requests to discuss mistreatment. The parks are now so popular, there are more than 60 in China, with a dozen more being built. There appears no end to China's aquarium park boom, and for their captives, no end to their misery. Steve Chow, Al Jazeera, China.
So there's a whole long discussion on it. I think there's like a 30-minute special that they did on it. I posted a link. You can watch the whole thing. I see a couple things, and I'm thinking through this, right? They made a couple points, which is interesting. Now, if you're just seeing animals in captivity, the reason why I asked the question from a human perspective, because I think we have to think about it from all angles, right? I don't think anyone likes to see these images, right? In the initial part, I think he was talking Japanese. He was talking about the dying rooms. You know, we take the animals to go into the dying rooms. I found a couple things interesting. And I want you to relate it to society. Everything I think about, I try to think universally, right? Root cause, root discussions, not just on the topic, but how it applies to the broader sense, right? So they talked about here in this part here where the dolphin was kissing a little girl, and then the other part where you had the marine biologist who looked at what was happening with the beluga whale and that it was showing aggression as opposed to any sort of love or affection. So is that a dolphin showing affection? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. On the other part, with the beluga whale that was biting on the wall, you know, you've seen the videos on the internet of the apes, and kids take their kids to the zoo, and you got the tiger that's turning around and the monkey that's hitting the glass, you know. Do we listen to the professionals? Do we look at the signs? Do we determine if an animal is happy based on its behavior and what it's doing? A lot of things come to mind. A lot of thoughts come to mind. I think in terms of humans in nations and countries. Y'all call them sometimes terrorists. People who are in sort of different types of captivity. People who grow up in the trailer parks in the barrio and scarcity and captivity. They can't get away. You know, kids who are put in prisons and cages from very young ages. You know, one of the discussions he was talking about how you catch these animals in the wild. I have to see if I can find his points. And he made a point. And he said, you know, you take these animals out the wild, and in the wild they can swim deeper, right? They can swim further. These are complex ecosystems that we know very little about, and there's all types of interrelationships that we can't mimic in these zoos, in these aquariums, that we shouldn't be doing it. I wonder, human beings, we used to roam the whole planet. We used to wake up and do what we wanted to do in the morning. Are we in some sort of captivity? Are we seeing some sort of mental illness in people as well? That maybe we need to make some decisions that this society isn't working out. You know, in terms of the aquarium, it's a society. You know, back to the aquarium, but also I kind of think of it in terms of the animals too. I mean, the only reason that a lot of us give a damn now is because they had the lions in the cages. They had the tigers in the zoos. We used to go to the zoo. There was no safari looking anything. You didn't have a speaker and a rock. You know, you had a tiger behind bars, which is what y'all do to the kids today when they do something you don't like, being kids. But we fell in love with them, didn't we? Like the whole modern environmental movement right now is because we fell in love with the shamus. We fell in love with them in cages. Now, mind you, maybe they were displaying some sort of mental illness and psychosis because they were trapped in America. I mean, did I say that out loud? I said that out loud, didn't I? I said that in my head. I didn't mean to say that. Because they were trapped in a cage. But there's a balance. I think there's a balance, and I think there's a direction we got to go. I mean, in general, is zoo life getting better and better? I would say that we're probably getting better at treating the animals in public. But behind the scenes, you got the kill rooms where they just put them and they just let them die. The orcas when they swim, in the cages in the back. If you've seen the documentary, how they would bite the swimmers and they would kind of lose their mind, swim in circles and like flip out. They couldn't have a show today because the orca was literally going crazy and was in a bad mood. I mean, I think in general, when I think about these things, I think today, if we look back 10 years, 20 years ago, maybe we would say, you know what you guys were doing is horrible. And I think the conservationists and naturalists today, what they think they're doing today looks pretty good. And we're it's not too bad. We got Serengeti, people can drive into the place where these lions are. You got 5 square miles where the lions can run. The people just shouldn't get out the car because they get eaten. But I think in 20 years, we'll look back at that and we'll say, you know what? That was just captivity. That was horrible. Lions, they gotta walk 50 miles a day or they're just not, in their natural environment. So I think in general, we get better and better. But it's kind of a question I have, and I'm just thinking about it. In terms of captivity, what is captivity? What is unnatural captivity? I asked the question on a thread. A brother had a good response. He said, we're all captives. He said, we're all captive under universal law, that we're all trapped to a degree. But I think in that answer, we're trapped on the planet. We're possibly trapped on a continent. But I think to that answer, I'd say, yeah, but there's like the natural evolution, right? We evolved as human beings to be free and to walk around, to not be entertainment for billionaires, to not jump through hoops and come to work, to not fight in the gladiator cages, the NFL and the soccer. We didn't football. We never were that. We just got up in the morning and we did what we wanted to do. Is it a contradiction to fight for the animals and not for the humans? Question. I don't like animals being in captivity, if you ask me. I think that it serves a purpose. I don't like human beings being in captivity, but are we not serving a purpose? Did this not allow us to evolve technology to get to a certain point where we could make something better? I kind of think about that. Like, I think everything has its place, everything has its time. But I think we've gotten to a point where we evolved so far that maybe we need to start questioning. We have the technology to take care of the animals. We have the technology to not poison the oceans. I also think about, you got the animals in captivity. What if we lose them in the wild and we don't have a breeding population in captivity? I also think about some people like it, some people don't. Humans in captivity. There's some people, you're not going to take them out of the city. You are not going to take them out of their war industrial complex jobs. They love it. They want the kids to grow up in it too. You're not going to take them out. Is it possible that some animals prefer some types of captivity? Can you feed them, give them abundance, and give them enough room to swim around? Or do they just become used to it? Are the humans just used to it? Is it at first slavery when you take them out of the wild and you put them in a job, make them go to work, make money to feed their family and themselves? But after a few generations, they get used to it. They get brainwashed. Do the neurons in our brain change? Do the genes that get flipped change to the environment? Do we adapt to it? Is it a good thing? Should we free humans? Should humans run free? Should animals be in captivity? Should humans be in captivity? Of course, people ask the question, well, you're an American. Why don't you leave China alone? It's not about China and America. America does the same thing. America has zoos and aquariums, but these are world discussions, right? These are world level, human level discussions. You show up here, you want to do the nationalism thing. You can do it. I'm okay with any comments, but you're not going to trap me in that. I really don't care about your nations. I don't care about your borders. I don't care about your billionaire cages, your Sea World farming tanks of human beings. I don't care anything about that. I might be in a tank. I know I'm in a tank. My mind's not in the tank, though. I'm definitely a captive, but I'm not a slave. So it's a good question. I don't know. Let me see. Oh gosh, y'all got a whole bunch of comments. Y'all just going off. Consumerism entertainment system. Yes. Yeah. We are. And that is how the entertainment system works, right? We buy a whole lot of stuff and we're going around doing everything. The billionaires making a lot of money. They're having fun. It's like the kids are looking at us in the window. Like, oh, look at the Americans. Oh my gosh, they're buying stuff and they're fighting. But those don't buy those. That side, they're not buying anything. They're starving. So they're picking up guns. They're fighting the police. And the other side, oh, they're joining the white nationalists because they fight. And it's just like, we're just being watched in a zoo. But we fight for the animals. I want to see if I can find this other guy's discussion. There was a guy who's making a few points. I was looking at a bunch of that this morning, but does it make sense? Is this normal? I'm back in Crazy Car. When you listen to that microbiologist, and she was talking about the animals, not microbiologist, marine biologist. And she's saying this is not normal. This is not normal behavior. I tend to listen, right? Like I listen to people who are professional and do the research in these areas because I think it's important. I don't necessarily always believe them, but I think this is where a lot of my perspectives come from. When I look at people in nations and they immigrate and they come in and they tell you the bad things that are happening in their world, in their environment, the things that we pay for. I think we need to heed the signs the same way we do for the animals. So to me, that makes a lot of good sense. Okay, there we go. Is this normal? You see devastation. You see angry animals. You see angry humans because they're in a cage and they're not allowed to be free. They're not allowed to live their lives. Do we keep this going? Does it make sense to fight for the animals and not for the humans? Just as drug sniffing dogs are addicted to cocaine. Oh. Humane is not of humans. End of conversation. Wow, I never thought about that, Miss T. That's deep. Dogs sniffing for cocaine are addicted to cocaine, so that's why they're looking for cocaine. Miss T, I didn't know that. I came through the airport not too long ago, and we were going through customs, and they had the dogs sniffing everybody. Outside of the fact that I think it's just stupid and wrong. I'm crossing a border. I'm going from one tank to another tank, one cage to another cage in the human farm. Why the heck you got this dog sniffing me, making everybody feel like they're doing something wrong? And I wasn't doing nothing wrong, Miss T. I was just leaving the country and coming back. I'm lying. I know. I'm always doing something wrong. I know. But listen, I believe you should follow the laws that actually make some damn sense. The laws that don't make no damn sense, I don't give two dams about. So I wasn't following the laws, but I didn't get caught. So the dog was sniffing me. I didn't know they were addicted to cocaine, but it was like slavery. It was horrible, Miss T. I was watching the dog. Everybody was lined up, all the hundreds of humans going through the gates and going around the cord thing, and you had the dog, and he just kept walking the dog in circles and walking the dog in circles all day long. I imagine they had shifts. They take this one dog out, bring it back in. But to me, yeah, I mean, that's horrible. That's horrible. I mean, outside of the fact it's for something stupid, it's because you're trying to maintain your borders, your human cage. You're actually putting animals into slavery to maintain the humans in their slavery. Outside of that being stupid, I never knew they were addicted to cocaine. That's powerful. And that's crazy. That is abuse. Who said that? Sampton, that is abuse. That is abuse. It's horrible. It's not normal. Why are we still voting for it? Why are we still cheering it? Why are we still jumping up and down? Like, what was the news came out this morning? They were, I don't know where this is going to go. We'll go a couple different places. The DOD got Department of Justice. They got caught. In America. What were they doing? They were spying on journalism through the FISA courts. So that finally admitted in court from that lawsuit they were talking about this morning. So it's finally admitted. We want to keep it going. We keep voting for it. Everybody's yelling and screaming, Kavanaugh! And I'm like, keep calm, damn it. Kavanaugh's just joining some of his other psychopath buddies. That's what I'm thinking. It's okay, don't fight about Kavanaugh. What you want to do? Is he a good guy, bad guy? I don't know. I'm not sure I give a damn. I think it's stupid that you had to. I think, you know what? All right, I'll give you 2 cents on Kavanaugh. Seeing how it's all a distraction, everybody wants to talk about it. Then my 2 cents on Kavanaugh. If you got to dig back to when somebody is 17 damn years old to find some dirt on him, he might actually be a good guy. He might be. I'm not going to blame him because the Republicans picked him or the right or the left. I don't care nothing about it. They're all crazy, blind, crippled, and stupid. I want to know, has he had his brain scanned? That's what I want to know. I don't care nothing about no Kavanaugh, what he say he's going to do, how he's going to do it. I don't care nothing about that. I don't think the Supreme Court's there to help people anyway. I think it's there to murder people. I think it's there to go along with the military-industrial complex. I think it's there to burn the Constitution. I think it's there so they can keep invading other worlds, other countries, and destroy them. And then other worlds, Space Force. Space Force. Space Force. So I did listen. Brain scan Kavanaugh. That's all I want to say. I want to see the brain scan. I don't want to hear no words out of his mouth. I don't want to hear nil, not, nil, nil, nine. Friends teaching me German. 9. I don't want to hear nothing out of his mouth until I see his brain scan. Because he could be lying about everything. And then the people who picked him, I want to see their brain scans. And I want to see the brain scans of people who are against him. I want to see their brain scans. And I want to see the brain scans of the people and his peers at the jobs that he's going to. I want to see everybody brain scan. Right? If you're a public servant, I don't want to hear nothing out your mouth. Don't tell me that. You're going to vote for me? I think I'm going to do I don't want to hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. I want to see your brain scan. You know why I want to see your brain scan? Because y'all hear what Joe Biden said? Creepy Joe, Creepy Joe, Creepy Joe. Creepy Joe, solidarity, creepy. Who got solidarity with the creeps? Put your creep hand up. Creepy Joe came out and said, all Trump voters are dregs. The dregs of society. You dregs. Like, aren't we past this? This is just ridiculous. That's why I call it the stupocalypse. This is why I call it the stupocalypse. So, you know, people want to keep it going. This is normal. This is normal. Adults actually calling other adults names. We are like 2 minutes from them saying doo-doo head. Trump is a doo-doo head. Joe Biden's a doo-doo head. Y'all doo-doo heads. We're not going to vote for y'all because you're a doo-doo head. Obviously, we can't vote for you because you're a doo-doo head. You know what? Look, here's my perspective on that. People keep saying, you give Trump too many excuses. No, I don't give him excuses. I think the guy's doing what billionaires do. He's going to make a whole lot of money. I think he's shaking things up. He's not shaking them up for me. He's not shaking them up for you. He's shaking them up for him and his buddies, his cronies. But the reality is the media hates that man. They do. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, MSM, the very little, but they're crap, lying, fake broadcasts that I actually watch, they hate that man. Could he be such a bad guy? I don't know. Yeah, he is. I'm sorry. He's a billionaire, y'all. You can't get on the billionaire tag. You can't do that. You're poor person, billionaire. Poor person, billionaire. He's not there for, but he scares them. And I think it's good. I think they should keep him. But crazy stuff that's happening. People get on these crazy sides. Midterm elections come. You're going to start seeing people getting real emotional and fighting. And I just think it makes no sense to fight over things that actually have nothing to do with you. So back to captivity. You know, we want to stay in captive world, right? We want to stay in a captive world. Or do we want to free people? You know, and why do we have all this mental illness? Why can you have Creepy Joe, a man that can't keep his hands and his lips off of little girls? First of all, if a grown man that can't stop touching other people's children to a point where his peers, war criminals that are his peers, John McCain, will take his little girl and hide his granddaughter and hide him from this creepy guy. If your peers know there's something wrong with you and you come out and you say the voters of this person are dregs of society and you're some kind of, I'm not calling you dreg creepy Joe, I'm just calling you a little creepy because I don't know that you got caught doing nothing. I just don't think that you should be touching other people's little kids. That's what I think. I think that a grown man that wants to go kiss little girls that he's never met, something wrong. I'm not against grown men kissing kids. I think you're supposed to kiss. You're supposed to kiss your baby. You're supposed to kiss the babies. But if you're a grown man and you can't stop yourself from kissing little girls, and everybody sees this. None of it's hidden. You think I'm lying? Think I'm lying? Somebody post a link. Just post a link. Anybody think I'm lying? They'll post a link or shoot. There are compilizations of this man doing that. A grown man that can't stop, can't withhold himself from doing these things is actually telling you who you should and shouldn't be voting for, and you're actually listening to this. That's why I say psychopaths run the world. Psychopaths don't run the world because psychopaths have any power. Psychopaths run the world because people keep getting behind them. People, their tribalism is more important than looking out that the birds eating everybody in the damn background. The tribalism is more important. They just want to win. They don't care nothing about them little girls that he's touching. They don't care about what he's done. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a ledge. You go ahead and put a special investigation committee on that dude and see if you find something. They find Kavanaugh. They had to go back to he was 17 years old. Creepy Joe been touching people all day. I don't want to talk about Creepy Joe. I get a nasty taste in my mouth just talking about the guy. But if we're seeing that these signs, we're not marine biologists, but we're humans with observation. And we're seeing people in our society successful that obviously have problems. Could be that I'm trying to get off of Joe, but it's hard. But if you're seeing successful people in your society who obviously have problems, isn't that a time to start examining the environment? Isn't that a time to start saying, you know what, maybe he never hurt anybody, he never did anything. Isn't that a time that we start saying, you know what, we got to fix this. This is normal. We shouldn't have grown people doing this, right? And so, all right, I'm sorry. I can't believe he came out and said people take him seriously. What else y'all got? I'm going to comments. I just think that this is not normal. I think we should act like the marine biologists. I think we should look at our leaders. Wrong word. I know. I'm brainwashed too. Everybody is. We should look at the people who sit in the chairs that we're supposed to have human leaders leading the human race and the world in positive directions. They're supposed to be human. And when those people obviously have some sort of sick mental illnesses that need to be addressed, they shouldn't be in office. We shouldn't be cheering for them, and we damn sure shouldn't be listening and letting them guide the world anywhere. There's another thing came out in the news today. Meddling election. Russia meddling. So the new thing in meddling right now, it's not Russia no more, y'all. It's not Russia. China. What's hot and sexy in election meddling this year. Coming up, it's going to be China. So they're talking about China. Now China's getting ready to meddle. So they're putting China media agencies on the watch list. And I was trying to think about it this morning. It's like, wait a minute. All right, so all this meddling news. Crazy meddle. Is it actually meddling? Is it meddling? If you think I was asking a question this morning. If you think that if you are so psychotically out there that you think you're the global police of the world, that you can go into any country and murder anybody you want, anytime you want, you can kill people, funnel guns, you can do anything you want, destabilize, flip governments that are legally elected by the people who live there, and you don't? You think you're the global police? And somebody alters your election results, or they try to, that's not called meddling. It's called casting a vote. Because you basically said that the world is your stage. You said that though you control the world, you're the global police. Shouldn't everybody have say in the legislation that dictates what the police do and don't do? I don't know. I don't think Russia meddled anybody's election, but I'm on Russia's side on this one. I am on Russia's side. I'm totally on Russia's side. Because I don't think that they should not have a say. I think if you determine and dictate who gets to live and die, what nations get to rise to modernization, and which ones you keep in abject poverty, I think they should be allowed to cast a vote. And they'll have no way of coming in, getting on a vote machine. Putin can't come over here and do his thing. I think that's not meddling. I think that they're picking and choosing, trying to, and voting, just how we are. Stacey said she wonders who's in control. We ain't. I'm not. You're not. None of us are. People who run all of this, we'll never get to know them. We'll never get to know them. I mean, people say Zionists, they say the Saudis, they say the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, whatever. They go back and forth. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's in control. If we're in psychopath world and we see obvious signs of mental illness, like animals in the zoo, beluga whales trying to bite children. Like, I hate you, human. Did y'all, let me go and show you. You came in late. You didn't see the beluga whale? That beluga was pissed. That beluga, oh, where is it at? That beluga about to eat the heck out of this little child. Look at this human child.
Open mouth threat way to the people at the
and the kid just playing.
Window, then that
this is normal. Oh, and the kids, the parents are just taking a picture.
Responding in an aggressive, open-mouth threat way to the people at the underwater viewing window.
Trying to eat little kids. Do beluga whales eat people? I see terrorism. When I look at that, that's what I see. I see people in other countries crying out for help. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm in a cage. I can't swim. That's what I see. But who's in control? I would say the zookeepers. That's what I would say, Stacy. Who's in control? Zookeeper X. We have no idea who the Zookeeper X is, but they control everything. And I think we do psychologically to the animals what the zookeepers do to us. I think all the animals in the zoo, all the whales and the orcas and the dolphins and the fish, I think they all look different. I think they can pretend they're different. They can act racist if they want. They can be races and all types of different species and colors, and your fur is that color, my fur is that color. It's exactly what the zookeeper wants. So I'm not sure it matters so much who the zookeeper is as people start to accept that we're in a zoo and we're being abused, like the brother was saying a minute ago. And we're abusing because we're being abused. And we're not just abusing the animals, but we're abusing other people. Yeah, racism was in the news today. I'm not talking no damn racism today. People who still believe in it. But I will ask you a question. They're talking about racism in video games. What? Any IT people here? My IT people, my geeks. Y'all got your pocket protectors. They were talking about, master-slave relationships and server technology. They're saying that's racism. I'm just like, you know why racism exists? I'm not going to go there. I'll just say this. Racism will always exist as long as you have people and governments that believe in race. Fact. It'll do its ebb and its tides. The pendulum will swing this way and that way. It'll kind of go away, come back, murder a whole bunch of people, kind of go away, come back, call slavery, go away, come back. But it's never going to go away as long as you believe it. Why? Because it's how they farm you. It's how they keep you in the zoo. Racism, you want racism to go away? Who said that? Morgan Freeman? And y'all got mad at him. He was right. You want racism to go away? Stop talking about it. As long as people believe that race exists, they'll fight about it. As long as people believe that the religions are all different, they aren't serving the same God, they'll fight over it. As long as people believe in nationalism, the zoo works. You can get them to murder each other and just completely lose their damn minds. You can get them crazy as a beluga whale in a cage. And the whole thing the beluga whale wants to do is let you know, I'm not supposed to be here. Get me the hell out. Kids in Gaza. I'm not supposed to be here. I was born into this planet, and you adults have a responsibility to try to make a better world for me. And you're not. You know why they aren't? Because the adults don't give a damn. That's why. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Everybody, let's be honest. Why don't we care about killer death robots? Why don't we care about them putting AI in these massive murder weapons that are going to be killing everybody? Why don't we care? Because we don't think they're going to be killing us. That's why. That's our kids' problem. We don't worry about them. That's them. Y'all can figure that out, man. Y'all can fight the robots. We don't care. We just want good lives now. We just want to drive the BMW, drive the Benz, live in the house, take a few vacations. Maybe that's your problem. Y'all gonna have to grow up and fight the robots. I don't have to fight the robots. I don't give a damn about corporations rolling the robots out. Just to be honest, people don't care. We're not empathetic as we used to be, not to each other, and damn sure not to the kids, not to the next generation, not when you look around. We see all the signs. Look at the beluga whale. We see all the signs. All the fighting that's happening all throughout Europe with the immigrants. Each other, the left and the right. All the fighting all around the world, every continent. The kids that are coming up angry, kids that are murdering each other. I started to watch a video. I love these videos on psychology, these lectures I've been watching. One I couldn't even watch. I think it was called had to do with psychotic children. And it led me down this rabbit hole into the top 10 youngest murderers and the evil stuff. I couldn't make it 2 minutes, y'all. I couldn't make it 2 minutes. I turned it on and it was talking about an 11-year-old, I think she was, who murdered a 4-year-old, choked her to death. And I guess it made her feel good, and so she got her friend and she went and choked a 3-year-old to death. I couldn't watch after that. I couldn't watch. Why? Well, one, I mean, I want to see the ugly. I want to know the ugly, but I can't thrive on it because it'll make you go crazy if you really think about the zoo animals that are going crazy. If you really think about the humans that are losing it at these young ages and doing things that you can't even fathom possible. The beluga whale. Listen to the profession.
It's overstressed by captivity.
If you see the same animals consistently responding in an aggressive, open-mouthed threat way to the people at the underwater viewing window, then that starts telling you a bigger story that maybe this whale in particular is under stress.
When you hear about kids under stress, do we do anything? Y'all want me to vote for the next person that's going to keep it going. You want me to vote for the next party, the party that doesn't give a damn about any of this. The ones that want to convince you that all of this is politics. Oh, it's just SeaWorld politics. Y'all don't focus on that. Don't listen to the crazy brown man with the bald head. It's just crazy politics. This is just politics. Geopolitics is a real word. I don't think it is. I think it's just murder. I think murder is murder. I think oppression is oppression. I think slavery is slavery. I think captivity is captivity. I don't think it's okay when a zookeeper does it. I don't think it's okay when our betters do it. I don't think it's okay when you do it. I don't think it's okay when you support it. I say they all need the brain scans. Not because I think Creepy Joe's creepy. Because I know Creepy Joe's creepy. Because I know he is, and he shouldn't be writing policy. We know something's wrong with Trump. Y'all go back, you want to attack Trump. We know something's wrong with the guy. Do you think that his voters don't know that? Do you? The only, okay, all right, let's take it back. The crazy people, the psychotic people on the left and the right, they think he's okay. They either hate him because whatever, or the other side. Most people know there's something wrong with that man. Come on, stop it. But most people don't know there's something wrong with Obama. Most people don't know there's something wrong with May. Most people don't know something wrong with Putin. Most people don't know something wrong with Clinton. Most people don't know something wrong. All we see is what they want us to see. All they see is what the mainstream media shows us. You have no idea who's murdering who behind the scenes, who's killing who, who's raping who. You have no idea because you're not allowed to know. That's why I always go back to the same thing. Governments can't have secrets. And damn sure if you're going to be fit as a politician, you can't be a psychopath. But we don't know if you are because you haven't had your brain scanned. That's why I'm still waiting for I'm waiting for a volunteer. Who's going to be the volunteer? I got a couple politicians following me. They watching right now. Hitting their heart. Should I? No. You might be afraid. You might get your brain scanned. It might be a little scary. But if you go ahead and you get your brain scan, you're running, you don't like what you see, you sit down with the neuroscientists, they go ahead and give you your brain scan, and they say, you know what? Whew, we got some issues. We're not seeing activity where we need to see some activity. Your brain's really not lighting up. You don't have to tell us. You don't have to tell us. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Politicians, candidates. But imagine if you actually got your brain scanned and it lit up like a Christmas tree. All the green colors, everything they wanted to see. And the neuroscientist came back, gave you a clean bill of mental health. Yes, baby, your brain is working. It's doing great things. You got love and empathy. You don't have any of the numbing effects. Like some people they don't believe in the warrior gene. That's okay. A lot of people, they still think the earth is flat. I'm okay with that. They still think their politicians aren't insane. But that scan comes back and it shows great mental health, that when you talk about kids, we know that you love kids. When you talk about you want to end the wars, that you actually believe that. When you talk about rape, it's not just because Kavanaugh played around with some little girl when he was 17 and she was 15. It's because you actually have compassion. You will be a star. You will change the paradigm. And that's what we need to do, people. We need to change the paradigm. We need to know that the people who are running our world are fit to be in office. And we'll never know that unless we listen to the professionals looking at the dolphins in the water. looking at the SeaWorld, looking at Shamu. It's losing it. Killing. Yeah, I never knew this. Y'all remember kids we used to go with? Please watch Blackfish if you haven't watched it. I never knew that these whales were killing people behind the scenes. Why didn't SeaWorld tell anybody? It's quiet. They don't want you to know that the whales are psychotic. You think they didn't know that Shamu was psychotic? Of course they knew Shamu was psychotic. They knew that all those whales were going crazy. You can't take a creature that's supposed to be free, put it in a cage so small, take it out of its natural environment where everything in its body evolved to be in that environment, and take everything away. It has all that DNA, tens of thousands of genes that are designed to be in the ocean with this microbiology, to eat this, to eat that, to have this much sunlight, this type of seawater, this happening, to be in a pod of multiple whales. And if you don't have that, your brain starts flipping switches. It starts flipping genes. It's called the warrior genes. But that's okay if you don't believe in that. What you do know is we have the ability to numb certain things, right? We have those survival abilities. We can numb out feelings. And the real point is we can't have people running churches, businesses, big corporations, nations, World Bank, banks. We can't have psychotic people doing it, because the psychotic people who are numb to it, they don't actually realize they're killing people. The Obamas, they don't realize they've dropped 26,000 bombs on human beings. You think they realize? Do you think they see them as human beings? They become numb to it. And I'm being rough on Obama. Maybe he was a good guy going. I don't know. I kind of like the guy as a senator. But when you start killing people, to me, a killer's a killer. I don't care if you're a kid in the Crips and the Bloods and the Triads, or you're a politician in the office. A murderer's a murderer. A killer's a killer. Somebody who looks the other way for war, rape, and devastation, and destroying communities and destroying nations is not a normal person. That person has some of that brain numbing. But we can't be honest. We're supposed to be scared of the other people. We got to stop being scared of the others. We got to start paying attention to the dolphins. We got to start listening to the professionals who are telling us this. They're not even telling us this, people. They're yelling it. They're screaming at us. Not just the dolphins and the beluga whales, but the little boys and girls and kids that are growing up in this world, that this is not normal. You're not supposed to have toddlers throwing rocks at tanks in Israel. This isn't normal. You're not supposed. The 15 Russians that died, I'm going to stop for a minute. Let me apologize. I need to apologize to Russia. Apologize to the families of the 15 people who were murdered who should not have been in that Il-20. I have to apologize. You know why? Why did the jet get hit? The jet got hit because Israel had technology it should not have had. My country makes massive, powerful murder weapons. They'll hide these F-16 from your radar. They'll fool them, they'll trick them. I thought I saw one thing one time that we have the ability to make an Il-20 look like a F-16. We have all kind of capabilities that nobody has any idea. And we give them to a rabid dog called Israel. Doesn't mean Israel's bad. It just means that Israel's run by psychopaths like America is, like Britain is, like Russia is, like all these places are. Now, they're all different levels of the psychopathy spectrum. I don't talk like I'm a neuroscientist. I'm not one. But I'm trying to share what I learned from them, because these are things that people around the world have to talk about. This is why I don't take sides on anything. I just see a sick world. And we can fix it. Probably starts with opening up some of the cages. Letting the humans swim a little more, giving them something normal, making sure they got the food and they have the ability to survive and be okay. But I have to apologize to the Russian families, because it's our fault. We made the technology. I worked in certain industries, and they gave the technology to a rabid dog, and they expected that rabid dog not to murder people. And then again, didn't they do that with the USS Liberty? They used American technology to murder American sailors. and the government doesn't give a damn. Does that bother anybody a little bit? Does that scare you just a little? Like, even as an American, it should just bother you a little bit. A little bit. That it doesn't really matter if Kavanaugh goes into the psychopath Supreme Court that doesn't give a damn about the Constitution. Doesn't that just bother you a little bit? And around the world, you should be petrified. Petrified. Because nobody knows the type of equipment and hardware the military, the American military has. And if they don't give a damn about their service people, do you think that they give? You don't even exist. They are completely indifferent. I had a brother from Norway warn me. Norway? No, you don't get to hunt no damn whales. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't get to go back to hunting whales. Stop it. Stop it. Now, if you're willing to go out and get whales yourself, okay, then you go get them yourself. You go get in your kayak, get your whale. You know, but not no mass. You can't have mass murder and keep that as an industry. We have to move forward. The guy from Norway got upset with me. He's like, you know, y'all Americans don't stay out of our business. Somebody with some real war technology is going to deal with y'all. He said something like that on the thread. I was like, you have no idea. Do you think for 1 minute, let's go there for a minute. So it's obvious that Trump is isolating America. It's obvious. I kind of think it's to destroy the American dollar. I think they have the next thing where they want to take us to. They want to change the economy. They want to make people poor. So we're okay with psychopath world, and we're okay, and we join the military, go murder people for them. Do you think America would be back? Do you think the deep state, the people who run all of this stuff, the whoever runs all of these governments, do you think that they actually would let America be isolated unless they had something for you? Do you? Do you think they would take the country with the biggest, most technologically advanced military in the public eye, outside of the fact that they have technology that's probably 100 years ahead of what any of us can even fathom? That if we saw it, we would think it's aliens. That's what the whistleblower said. They said if you actually saw what the American government has in its kitty, you would think it was aliens. And that they work with the Russian government. Do you really think that they would let America be isolated if they didn't have the technology to murder everybody on this planet in 2 winks of an eye? They have powerful stuff. It's not conspiracy theory. It's how they've always been operating. That's why psychopath world has to come to an end. It has to come. That's the only power we have is each other. That's the only power we have. We don't have any power other than each other, which is why that's the only thing they do. Keep people divided. You ever think about why 98% of everybody on this planet, whether you voted for Trump or Clinton or Big Babaloo and these other fantasy people, that 98% of the things you all have everything in common. But your mainstream media only talks about the 2% of stuff that's different. Everything you have in common. Everything y'all have in common. Kids go to school, playing soccer, food, price of this, price of that, having a job, whatever. All of these things, you all have all of these things in common. You all got a sick uncle, sick aunt, somebody can't afford the medication, somebody who needs the pain meds. They want to plant a little cannabis in their backyard, grow some because they can't afford it. Senior citizen drinking brandy, going crazy, becoming drunks and alcoholics like the soldiers because they can't even grow natural holistic medicine that has no side effects. We all got the same problem. But the media and the news and your politicians only talk about the 2% of things that you disagree on. If that feels like you're being played, usually because you are. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if we're concerned with beluga whales in a tank, we're concerned with orcas in a tank, we need to be concerned with human beings in a monoculture. That's what I think. I think that things have changed to a point where we can fix it. We can stop human beings from growing up insane. Piss me off. I have somebody mentioned naturalness. It pissed me off. One of my friends came in and talked to her. I got a lot of old friends. I like old people. I love my old people. If y'all don't have no old people around, you get some old people. Get some centurions, people close to 100 years old in age. They won't let you be stupid. They'll tell you everything they know. They're not always right, but they've seen a hell of a lot more than I have. So I want to know what they know. One of my friends came, and I was talking to her. I guess she had to be in the 70s. I don't know how old she was, 70s, maybe 80s. And she just kind of hobbled in immense pain. Immense pain. You know, and she said, well, you know, the pain meds aren't working for me. And she basically was just like, I'm just waiting to die. Like, this hurts. I can't live like this. This is horrible. You know, my heart goes out to her. And I asked her, I said, well, you know, have you tried cannabis? Have you tried something else? She said, I tried and it works, but I can't afford it. I can't afford it. We're letting the people who built our society live in excruciating pain and don't give a damn. Because in my country, you have states that regulate cannabis, regulate natural medicine so they can make maximum profits and tax it because they got you convinced that it's dangerous. So they can prey upon people living in excruciating pain, people who paved the way for us. Outside of the soldiers and everybody else who's paved the way, live in excruciating pain, pain that makes you want to die so they can make money. This is normal. This is normal. That's why I feel like we're in the verge, y'all. You know, we play these games. They talk that silly mess again. Oh, y'all got to be careful. Halloween is coming. They're going to be lacing cannabis in the edibles in the candy. People who are living on retirement can't afford cannabis edibles. They can't afford cannabis oils or anything that deal with chronic pain. And you think somebody's actually going to put some cannabis in your kid's candy? You're that dumb? Are you really that stupid? But it doesn't bother me that they say it. So they say things that dumb. I mean, they say it just to convince you that this is dangerous. Cannabis is dangerous. Except for we've been eating it the whole time we've been on this planet. So much that our body developed the endocannabinoid system to interface with it. What bothers me is they feel that they can say these things and people will believe them. That's the problem. They think that we are so dumb. They think that we are so bought into this psychotic apocalypse. They think we are so okay with them letting people live in excruciating pain. Kids can't even have lives, having seizures every... What was the little girl had the seizures once an hour? They think we're so okay with this that they'll say stuff like that on the news. It was all the channels. It wasn't just Fox. Who's that? Ellen said it was Fox. It wasn't just Fox, Ellen. It's ABC, CBS. They all said it. Beware. They're going to put dangerous drugs in food. Kids' candy. No, they're not. The danger is what they put in their school lunches. The 11 popular pesticides because farmers are lazy and don't want to grow in the old methods. Destroying crops, changing their genetics, using the same seeds over and over so the plants aren't evolving to be healthier for the environment. So we don't have an ecosystem and biodiversity because they're lazy. They want to sit up on a big tractor instead of get down in the field and do real growing. We live in a psychotic apocalypse, y'all. We need smart people at the top. We don't have it. We can't have all psychopaths at the top who just want one thing, like the little girl choking babies. Choking babies. We are rolling out children in the human factory in America that choke babies to get some sort of endorphin response, to get some sort of dopamine hit because they feel good when they finish choking a baby. And we don't even know who these people are. They grow up and become congressmen and senators. But the psychopaths are good. If you actually listen to the neuroscience talk about them, they learn how to fool you. Like Brother Bill says, the only thing they're good at is fooling you. They know how to make you scared. They know what to say about cannabis. They know what to say about the left. They know what to say about Kavanaugh. Was the lady talking about Kavanaugh came out? What she say? Men, Y'all just need to do the right thing. You know the right thing. Do the right thing. And I'm listening to her. I assume she's a Democrat or something. I'm going to do the right thing. The right thing is I'm going to call you crazy. I don't even know who that lady was. I'm going to call you crazy. Congressman Center. I'm going to call you nuts. Because you want to keep psychopath apocalypse going because you're mad at the other side because you want to be the one pushing the murder buttons. You're crazy. I love you, but you're crazy. I want to fix the environment that you grew up in. I want to make sure that other kids don't grow up like you, that they focus a world on Kavanaugh and you're murdering people all over the planet too. You want to keep a psychotic Supreme Court. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done. I'm just looking at comments. I'm gonna wrap it up. That's what I think. Captivity is an issue. People need to be free. And their freedom, it's not based on what you want for them. It's based on what they want for them. Human beings need to be free like every other animal on this planet. They need to run. But of course, corporations want to make money. That's why they buy your governments. People want to be free. You should let them be free. Have as much love for human beings as you do the beluga whales. Have as much love as you do the cows. Have as much love as you do the chickens. I got a lot of vegan friends, very eccentric. I'll use the word eccentric in their beliefs. I love y'all to death. But come back to from extremism. Extremism is always the wrong position. Never be on the extreme spot. Never bow into extremism. You don't want people factory farming? Well, go on that debate. Keep talking about factory farming. Most everybody agrees with you. But you get real ignorant and start telling people they can't eat a cow because they're murderers. Whether you're true or you're not, you're going to lose the debate because most people don't agree with that. You got to walk people. We have to slowly walk into evolution, people. We've been doing these things for a very long time. We've been putting animals in captivity for a very long. They've been putting human beings, our leaders, our colonizers, they've been putting us in captivity for a long time. We have to walk out of these things, but I think we have to start getting out of the extreme camps and start talking about the 98% of things that everybody around this planet has in common. Not the 2% they don't. Ish said America first, Ish on YouTube. America first, to be hollowed out if you let it. War is over if you want. Yes, war is over if we want it, and America is being hollowed out. America is being looted. And the other country is going to be looted too. They're being looted by the politicians on both parties because they all work for the same industries. And Ish, you know that. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir half the time. We always have a lot of new people jump in. That's why I want to make sure we do hit the basics. Always got to hit the basics. You know, these people aren't for you. The Supreme Court is looting the nation, right? The Supreme Court's complicit with it. The whole federal government is. They all need to be brain scanned. When they say they care about us and they say they care about these people in other countries, we need to know. World Bank runs everybody, Alice said. And I think that's possible, Alice said. Who was that famous person said, if you control the currency, you control the people. Doesn't matter who runs the nation. You control the currency, you can make them do anything you want them to do. Things are always out of balance in every respect. Yes, they are, Ty, because we don't force balance. We know they're out of balance, and we can bring things back into balance. But people are scared. People are emotional. People are compassionate. And it comes from good sources, right? People love. They got love. But they got love. They don't have universal love. They have conditional love. They have love for one group. They have love for people who look like them or grew up around them. And we got to let that go. America first. I'm not into the America first. You know, I'm into humanity first. Why would you put a system in front of human beings? Doesn't matter if you were born in America. Why would you put a system in front of human beings? A system doesn't give a damn about human beings. Aren't you a human? And America is just a system. It's just a corporation. It can be used as a tool. It can be utilized for good things. It can be utilized for the most evil things. Don't ever put a system in front of people. Always put people first. Put little kids first. Jets versus Sharks. Yes, Adrian, that's what it is. NFL, it's a game. They're gaming. They're playing a game. I don't agree with playing the game. Amen to natural medicine. Yes, Daniel, we got to get back to natural ways. The longest clinical trial study in the history of the human race was done with natural medicine and holistic healing from the very beginning. We need to trust our ancestors, trust our seniors, our old folks, to people who have the handed down knowledge more than the people who just work in corporations and want to make a lot of money. I fully understand. I'm on dialysis, so I'm completely immersed in the system. Yes, Terry. Well, we walked away from it. And that's what they want. They want more people to be completely immersed in the system, not just from a health perspective, but in every way, psychologically, income, financial, you know, from where they live, they lock us into these different ways where we need the system. You know, the thing is I think that we take from everybody's experience and we learn how to reboot back to being healthy mentally, physically, financially, so that we don't need the system. We can back away from it. Geoengineering, weather, and weaponized. Now, you know, before I go back there, Terry, I'm gonna say something to you real quick, Terry. I tell everybody this. You gotta have in your toolbox, you gotta have a doctor, medical doctor. You need to have a naturopath, and best you can, you need to have an herbalist. And anytime the doctor tells you something, you take it in front of the naturopath. Let the naturopath, your holistic healer, fight with your doctor. Doctors, you'll never beat for diagnosis. You'll never beat them for having the equipment to do the tests and the studies to find out what's going on with the body. Naturopaths, you're not going to beat them. Holistic healers, you're not going to beat them in healing. They're still the healers. You know, so I would put my information in front of a naturopath and try to get and see what they say about what the doctor's saying about you being on permanent dialysis for life. Try different things. You know, there's a whole lot to it. And you use your herbalist to get your herbs as natural and healthy as possible. We are human beings. We survived and we evolved in this ecosystem. And just how the beluga whale is sick, we're all sick because we don't eat naturally what we used to. We don't eat it in the forms we used to. You know, I used to talk about cooked food a lot. Cooked food is not your friend. That's just the reality. People want to eat it. That's up to them. They don't want to do it. But the longest time we've been on this planet, for the vast majority of the time, we ate food raw. It was leaves, it was fruits, and it was vegetables. People say we ate a lot of meat. I'm fine with that if you believe that. But we ate a lot of fruits, vegetables, and leaves in a raw format, fresh off the plant. Anytime anybody has medical issues, go back to the smoothies. Go back to eating the way our bodies were designed. Because just how the beluga whale, all its genetics, its tens of thousands of genes are designed for that ecosystem and the things it ate. The human body has 26,000 genes that are designed for natural food, fresh as possible, right off the plant. You know, so by just default, you always want to go back to that, but you want to have a naturopath in your toolbox, in your health toolbox. All right, let me keep going. We have the ability to grow it. Those that can should do it and share it. Absolutely, Mary. People need to go back to growing food. Can't say it every live stream. Save your seeds, grow some food, learn from other people, grow something different, trade with people growing. Diversity is the key to health. Not now, humans should behave. Yes, Alice, humans don't behave. Humans are too emotional. We're very emotional creatures, and our environment tends to form who we are. And when we become angry and aggressive based on the environments we're in, we want to fight. And those are people who can pull themselves out of it. You got to pull them out. Cannabis would not hurt the kids anyway. No, Lori, cannabis wouldn't hurt the kids. And that's why, Lori, you go back to what I was saying the other day. I was posting the other day. It's like the healthiest thing in the damn candy would be the cannabis. If they actually put it in there. You mean to tell me they're going to put leaves in candy and you're going to tell me that the leaves and the flowers are going to be more dangerous than the candy? The candy is sugar. Sugar is a carcinogen. It causes cancer. That's been proven. That was even on 2020. That was in the mainstream news. All the aspartame and all of the crap in there and the fake chocolate, that's murdering the kid. They actually put a little edible in there. The kid, you might have a break out of health. That's why they're not going to do it. You get in there with the diverse cannabinoids and start healing leukemia and fixing cancer and making the kid feel good and having some energy. Now they don't need the ADD drugs. Hell no. That's why, you know what? Thank you, Lori. That's why it's on the news. They don't want the kids healthy. So they're warning you that, oh, you be careful that the people might actually put apples in your kid's candy bag. They might put some grapes, might put something natural in there. We need to be worried because they're going to put something natural in the carcinogen candy. Oh, that's just as crazy as the damn needles in the strawberry. Thank you for that. I needed that laugh, sister. Say no to frankenfood. Exactly, Ty. Frankenfood is not food. Yeah, and they call it, exactly, Jeannie said the sugar industry is calling cannabis poison. and sugar's been proven poison empirically in studies. You mean to tell it actually causes the growth of cancer. It's sick and funny. At the same time, I laugh at it. It's just insane. It's insanity. In debt we trust, who our what our governments say. Yes, we do, Mark, right? Because we're like the beluga whale. We're like the dolphin. We're in debt. We're captive and we can't eat unless the zookeepers feed us, unless the zookeepers provide that infrastructure, right? And so just how they keep us in debt and keep us doing the things to keep their zoo going, they keep the Shamu in debt. Shamu's dead, I think. Shamu baby's alive. They keep the zoo animals in debt. Bears got to eat. The monkeys got to eat. And as long as they're in debt, they can't afford, they can't get the things they need. There's no food, there's no trees, no apples, nothing to eat from. They have to go along with the zookeeper. Other animals still have a little more wild than we have. They have a little more ability to rebel. They're not as tame as you know, they are still more captives. They're not slaves. We're the slaves. We're the slaves because we have fear. We have fear of these things, and that's why we do exactly what the zookeepers tell us to do. There are no farmers anymore, much more corporate farming, not lazy farmers. You're right, Brother Don. Thank you for that correction. You're absolutely right. They're not farmers. They're just corporate, they're employees. The corporations own the farms and they tell the people who run that area what to do. They give them schedules. They tell them what to do. Check these boxes, get over here, plow this field, do this, plant this, how much of this, when to put a pesticide schedule. And that's not a farmer. I see what you're saying. Farming is an art form. Growing plants is an art form. Checking boxes and doing none of the things their grandparents did, that's not farming. That's just being an employee. It's just being a corporate yes guy. I suffer now with pain. My Percocet and opioids create new pain over and over again. I'm sorry to hear that, Teresa, but we do know what that's about. I mean, they're just trying to get people addicted. I mean, the opioid is just another addictive form of medicine, right? It's just another addictive form of way to make a lot of money off of people. You know, unfortunately, a lot of things that help people get off of the opioids aren't allowed in the country, like kratom. So I would look at kratom. If you got to go to another country, then that's what you got to do. I don't encourage people to break the laws. I'll never do that. I'll break the laws myself. I won't do it with plants though. I got too many plants. I always got my local police. They kind of look at my window like, oh, you got all these grow lights. What's he growing? Man, this is just some damn potato. These are just peppers. These are just tomatoes. These are just mints and stevia. So I won't break those laws. But yeah, I mean, unjust laws you got to break. Otherwise, they stay. But you also got to stop voting for the people who want to keep them. Another just crazy psychotic thing about the Supreme Court, going along with the Schedule I of natural medicine. I don't care if man's laws say cannabis is illegal or not. I'm operating off natural law. It's always legal in my book. Natural law is legal. You're a human being, Crystal. Your family, your ancestors have always been eating it from going back to the beginning of time. But we're in a psychopath apocalypse. And because we're in a psychopath apocalypse, we don't have to have reason and justice and natural law and good things with the 10 Commandments. You can't have any of that in psychopath law. Psychopath law is they'll do as much as you let them get away with. They just look at you and they figure out, what do we have to do? You know, why the DNC didn't clean themselves up? Why are they still corrupt, murdering people? Nobody forced them to clean themselves up. Everybody bought into the hate Trump and Russia did it. And they did that and they're like, yeah, we don't have to change nothing. We can keep funneling guns with the Republicans. We can keep doing all the dirty, evil stuff we're doing. I think they thought for a minute that they were going to have to clean up. You know, they didn't have to. Everybody stuck with Bernie. You don't have to. Instead of telling Bernie you got to lead a party, they said, no, you can stay. We're going to keep voting for you. They don't have to change nothing. They don't have to care nothing about y'all. They don't have to do anything for America. They can keep still giving, looting the country, giving everything to corporations with the Republicans. But a lot of people can't see that. So we're here. So if you're in another country, you got to duck. Either do what America says or y'all need to duck. You need to start digging bunkers. Agenda 21, NASA war documents. Agenda 21, what are you saying, Teresa? Agenda 21, NASA war documents, 5G, MK Ultra, Rothschilds. All of that stuff is good, Teresa. It's all delicious. People need to look into those things. You think these things are conspiracies? They're just business plans. That's all it is. It's just money. They're just business plans. Somebody said, who's this? Miss T said, thank you, appreciate your kindness and thoughtfulness. I don't thank you, Miss T, but I don't need that, girl. I don't need that. That's default. It's supposed to be default. People are supposed to be kind by default. It's supposed to be thoughtful by default. Isn't that what Mama said? Mama said, where Carrie at? Carrie! I like Carrie. I got to play with Carrie. Where Carrie at? That's what Mama said. Mama said you're supposed to be thoughtful, girl. That's base default. That's nothing special. It's being a human being. Human beings are supposed to be just kind to each other. They're supposed to be thoughtful. They're supposed to listen to each other. You're not supposed to let your leaders and your billionaires tell you who to love. Leaders in the church. You're not supposed to let them tell you who you're supposed to love. When I was kids, you know what Mama said? You know what Mama said, Miss T? We used to sing a song called Jesus Loved the Little Children of the Earth, of the world. We used to sing that song. How little did I know, a lot of people didn't believe that. How little did I know, a lot of people I grew up with, they believe it's okay to murder the little children of the world now. That's not what Mama said. Mama said you're supposed to love the little children of the world. Duck, duck, go it. Yes, Mark, duck, duck, go it, or eco-Asia. I like the eco.org Asia because they plant trees. I'm an eco person. And everything I found on there is great. They got that option for the non-copyright option because I'm against patents. I see a lot of pictures that aren't free to share, but I always use those mainly because I don't believe in patents. And I want to support the people who are doing artwork that don't support patents also. You know, it's important. You always want to support people who are taking us in the right way. You want to support the corporations that aren't greedy. You want to support the corporations that are giving back. Not Nike. Sorry, not Nike. The corporations that are really giving back. Not the ones that are dropping tokens and keeping slavery, but the ones that are actually trying to do what's good. It's like, you know what? I'm going to tell you about this. I have an idea for a corporation. Like, businesses for profit really shouldn't exist. That's what I think. Or with profit caps. The price of everything companies develop should go down every year. Down and down and down and down. If that corporation actually is doing what it's doing to support a world, an economy, and a human race. If the price goes up and up and up, you're being scammed. Psychopath is running that corporation. I know it's a crazy thinking. Think about it for a little bit. If I'm making t-shirts and I'm maximizing on the efficiencies, the price of my product should go down. Because I'm making them, I'm buying new equipment, I'm taking that profit, and instead of giving that profit back to the people who are supporting me, I'm putting that profit in my yacht. Sign of a psychopath. The price of everything should go down, especially food. The price of food should go down every day. Food should have already been free a long time ago. But they're psychopaths. They make money on starving you. It's called artificial scarcity. We have corporations whose entire business model, nations, the entire corporate model is based in planned obsolescence and artificial scarcity. All of them. If you're building houses, the price of houses should go down. The new models might be a little more expensive, but they should go down too. But the old model should almost be free. Nobody should be paying for bananas. They should cost 1 penny each. But they don't reinvest the money to help you. They reinvest the money in greed and power. That's what a corporation, I think, that would be harmless would look like. All right. Get down to the last couple comments and I'm gonna run. Where's my closeout music? Rebecca agrees. Thank you, Rebecca, for agreeing. I don't know if I'm always right. I try to say things in the right direction, and hopefully that thought gets perfected. But this isn't normal. Got to stop pretending it's normal. Got to stop telling people it's normal. We got to stop voting and supporting people like it's normal. We need the first politician to step up, get a brain scan. We need the first politician to step up and say no more secrets in government, no more secrets in corporations. We live in a time where mental illness runs rampant. And it only takes a few people to end the world. These corporations and governments play with technologies that a few people could destroy ecosystems and wipe out the entire planet. Just the fact that we have so much mental illness means that you can't have any secrets. You can't hide anything anymore. Outside of the fact that the whistleblowers are coming through day after day telling us that they're lying, that they got all this high technology, that they're just lining up to murder people instead of saving the planet. Can't have secrets anymore. You can't be trusted. You're not trustworthy. You're psychopaths. We need to see the brain scans. Thank you, Gerard and crew, for continuing to wake me up to the true insanity That is their matrix. Encourages me to push through, do what's right, not what's legal. Deborah, that's who we are. We're a family. I do want to thank everybody because we do this together. It's the only way we save this world. There are no leaders in any of this. There's nobody that's driving us any direction. Everyone's got their own thoughts, their own experiences. We all don't agree all the time. We're not supposed to. We just got to agree on one thing, that we're human beings and we got each other's back. That's it. You might be still on the left. Someone else might still be on the right, but you just got to agree that you got their back. When it comes to human life, that you got their back, that you don't give a damn what corporations and leaders say. We might disagree on how to fix the world, but you're on the left and the right. You agree we're going to fix the world. If you still believe in those type of things, I personally don't. But I don't have anything against people that are there. I got more against corporations, big business, and murder industries than I got against anybody on any side of any politics. I want people to maybe think about that this just isn't politics. This isn't tiddlywinks. These are human lives that you're playing with. These are nations you're playing with. These are indigenous tribes that you're extincting and you're murdering. Like, this is not a game. It's in politics. This isn't that whoever that politician was talking about Kavanaugh. Men do the right thing. The right thing is to put you in a straitjacket. That's the right thing. The right thing is to get somebody on a microphone who actually gives a damn about human life, not just winning. I don't give two damns about Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh means nothing in the grand scheme of things. When you are in a murder apocalypse, and it's okay to murder people because they're weaker than you, you need people in office that aren't psychopaths. You need people in office that actually care. And I don't know who they are. Daniel said shucking and jiving. That's exactly what they're doing, Daniel. They're shucking and jiving. That's all they're doing. Shucking and jive. Stepping and fetching. All of them. Selling out, left and right, up and down. They don't care. Indigenous humans are native to the planet. Yes, indigenous humans are native to the planet, and everybody's indigenous. Everybody came from somewhere. We didn't come from SeaWorld. We didn't come from the zoo. Everybody came from somewhere. Everybody didn't come from this colonized world with borders everywhere. You came from a proud people. You came from a rich heritage. You came from thousands of years worth of knowledge, perhaps millions, handed down. And we threw it all away for the people who murdered the whole world and threw borders and fences up around it because they wanted to farm us, because they thought we looked neat in a fish tank, to have kids look at us, their kids look at us. We're all native to the planet. We absolutely are. Dandelion root is supposed to be acceptable alternative to coffee. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that information. I will keep drinking my coffee though. I got some dandelion tea I like, and it kind of woke me up a little bit, but I'm a coffee guy. Open source, yes, Sister Alice, everything needs to be open source. We need an open source world. There can't be any secrets. We need a complete open source world. There's no reason to have it locked in. As long as people are dying on this planet, as long as animals are dying, ecosystems being destroyed, everything needs to be open source. They can go back to secrets later if they want. When we stop cranking out psychopathic animals and psychopathic humans, when we get rid of the wild, and we can start actually making real significant advancements in innovation and technology and saving lives and building up ecosystems, not ripping them apart and looting them because it's a whale and we can murder a whole bunch of them and they can't shoot back. When we do that, then they can have their secrets. They can have their secrets right now. Love and light, absolutely, Tania. Love and light, family. Smile is my profit, paid in full. Never want more. Yes, Brother Mark, I'm gonna let you in on that. Smile is profit. If you really think about it. Think about how you feel when you do something for somebody. That good feeling you have makes you feel like gold. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The number one evidence we have that we are not these little psychotic monsters that like fighting and ignorance and lying to each other. It's the feeling you get when you do something decent for somebody. You give somebody something, give them a gift, they come to tears, they feel good, makes you feel like $1 million. That's your reward system. That's all that DNA releasing endorphins and dopamine, telling you that this is good. When a human smiles, you did what you're supposed to do. That tells you for the thousands of millions of years we've been here, that these are the directions that you want to go. But when you treat somebody like a jerk, piss somebody off, make them angry, make them fight, you don't feel good. If you do, you're a psychopath. Get your brain scanned. You feel good when you do good things for people. You feel good when you see that smile. There's something about the curvature of lips that just, it does something in the human brain. It makes you feel good. It is your profit. It's your profit to help people. That's an indicator of who you really are. Find out who you are. We're not these ignorant people. Anyway, listen, gotta run. Awesome. Y'all have a great day. Good talk. I see you on the highways and byways of the ignorant net. I'm out. Bye-bye.